You put the lime in the rock and you race it all up. Did I use that before? Alright, so this week we were back at Lime Rock for another race. This time in some faster cars. And our I rating went up quite a bit. 1155 to 1406. And our safety rating went from an A 2.54 to an A 2.48, so just kind of even there, didn't change much. We got our times down from a 49.363 to a 48.505. And in the Fanatec GT3 Challenge, the fixed 20-minute series, our place for the week was 45th. Last week at Daytona, we were 197th. Our average start was still, it was 6th with an average finish of 8th. Overall, in that series, we get our points for just showing up. If other people don't show up, we get past them. We're 28th in Division 7, and last week we were 64th, so we've gone up quite a bit there. Our average start is still 7th, our average finish is still 8th. With this VRS GT3 Sprint Series, that's the open setup series, and the 40-minute races. For the week, we were 35th in our division. Last week, we were 105th in our division. Average start was 14th with an average finish of 9th. I'm super kind of proud of that because it means we were able to make up spots during the race. We'll get into why I think that was here in a little bit. Overall, in that series, in our Division 7, we are 36th, up from 81st place. Combination of placing well this week, along with just showing up every week. And our average start was is 14th in that series, with the average finish of 12th. Means we're gaining spots as we race, which I'm, again, pretty proud of. Now, to kind of summarize how things went this week, we were our own worst enemy, just like that lit song. But what happened was I would be going a little too hard and not paying enough attention and put a wheel in the dirt and spin the car. This happened too many times. There were several races where we probably could have had a 4th place finish that we ended up in 8th or something similar along those lines, where if I had not let my attention lapse or held my line better, would have gone a lot better. Only really crashed out once from that kind of thing. Just more often just lost some time. So that's kind of a win there versus like other times where if I would have made a mistake like that, I would have died. So we are progressing in that. We're able to salvage those situations a little bit better than we may be used to. There was only one time, like I said, where we actually damaged the car so much that we had to go in for repairs, and even then we still finished the race when we got into the pits, so that's good. We weren't involved in too many of the other crashes that were happening, and plenty of them were happening. That's how we got some of those positions. We were able to dodge quite a few folks. There was one time that we did get collected in the uphill section, unfortunately.
Car right. Clear right.
Thank you, guys. I probably could have dodged it if I would have been a little bit more on my game, but it didn't turn out that way. So c'est la vie. We moved on, and we had a couple second places that day. That one, the race before that, we got a second place, and then because we crashed, we went and did a touring car race at Summit Point, and we got second place in that one too. So that was it's been a pretty good overall week. Our last race of the week, we went from where we qualified 25th all the way up to 5th, where we ended again. Put a wheel in the grass and lost a couple positions. We could have had 4th, maybe even 3rd on that race, but you know, hey, I'm still happy with gaining 20 positions in a race. I think a large part of this was due to maybe a change in mindset of, instead of just going for my most flat, the races that we did well on, instead of going for the most flat out pace through the whole race, because I knew that on this course, if I'm doing that, I'm so close to the margins, and if you put that one wheel out, you're gonna lose 20-30 seconds. It's almost better. It is, for me, it was better to race a bit within those limits than risk the off track and spin that would cause, and that served us well throughout the course of the week. The times where we didn't do that, it ended poorly for us. So my big takeaway and maybe even tip for the week is going to be that driving at the limit constantly is not necessarily the best approach, because sometimes you're gonna get beyond that and it's gonna cost you. And driving within your limits, you're gonna see the people who don't, at least at my level, they go past theirs and you can take their spot. But yeah, on the flip side, in my head while I'm saying this, I'm kind of also thinking that maybe if you're always doing that, you're not going to push yourself and improve quite as much. But there's a time for each, right? You can't do all one, all the other. There's got to be a happy balancing act, and part of life is finding that. So that's what we're working on. Next week is taking us to Hockenheim, or Hockenheim Ring. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to say it, but that's we did that with our just past Richmond 1 hour race when the last season ended and the track was announced. So I've got a little bit of practice there, not a ton, but hopefully that was on the same setup as the fixed races. So we've got a little bit of a practice going. We know it kind of tiny bit. The IMSA races are at Watkins Glen, which I really like, and I might try some of those out just to get some more practice in multi-class racing before the Nürburgring 24 kicks in a couple weeks here. But yeah, that's what's coming up, and head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman if you want to follow along live. As always, there's a subscribe button that you can click, there's a bell you can click, and a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on how you think this video is. Until next time, folks, have a great day. Goodbye.